Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. Today, we are going to be doing a bit of a different video. Yesterday, we actually did a surprise video where we looked at some of the comments from the Congress members towards Gary Gensler. Now, he got eaten alive. And actually, yesterday was a magnificent day for us in the crypto space. I've been in this space long enough to remember a point where this could only be dreamed of, crypto getting this kind of a representation in Congress. In fact, it wasn't largely even spoken about. It was taboo, it was shushed. Now you have the SEC chair getting grilled over hindering the growth of this industry. Tell me that that is not absolutely huge. And I wanted to cover it. I want to cover it in full. You know, Gary Gensler does very much look like a clown. I've kind of been thinking that maybe, you know, this is a bit of a plan. He's stalling. There's reasons, because he can't be that stupid. Or that stupid is not the right word, guys. He can't be that ignorant or that sort of belligerent towards this industry that he's just not regulated. And actually, one of the key things yesterday that was highlighted was he doesn't know whether these are securities or they're commodities. He's not got any official term for them. He says he thinks that they might be securities because they're offering promise of return. But that doesn't apply to everything. So his comments on Algorand, his comments on other cryptos, calling them securities and charging Bittrex with the selling of those securities, just don't hold water. And we've actually looked at the XRP case in quite a bit of detail and said, look, one concurrent theme here is the judge is basically saying to him, you need more evidence. You need to show that this is the case. But I want to go and play this clip of Whip Emmer because we played a couple of clips yesterday from the opening statements to Gary's reply to his Ethereum security. But this was fantastic. And guys, yesterday was a phenomenal win for the crypto space. And I'm very happy to be on that journey with each and every one of you. So without further ado, let's play the clip. I'll break it down and then I'll love and leave you to your Wednesdays.
Mr. Emmer is now recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you. Chair Gensler, I have a lot of questions in a limited amount of time. So if you could keep your answers to either a yes or a no, that will allow us to get through as many as possible, sir. From your perspective, is it more difficult now for the digital asset industry to access financial products and services in the United States than it was, say, 2 years ago?
Sir, I'm not running one of those businesses. If they came into compliance, I think
Reclaiming my time. The answer, sir, is yes. Do you think you and the SEC have had a role to play in that?
I think we have a role to protect the American investor and the capital markets. And
Reclaiming my time, sir. You have played an obvious role in that. During your tenure at the SEC, how many rules has the SEC finalized that actually accommodate the existing regulatory framework and are specifically to the digital asset industry so the crypto market can come into compliance?
It's their rule books that are on the books for years, so we have not finalized any new rule specifically with regard to crypto. We've proposed some things in best execution. We have also...
Sir, reclaiming my time, the answer is zero.
So no new regulation towards crypto at all. He's been in power now since 2019. You know, this is insanity that he's not actually came about and given anything towards crypto. And actually, what Emma's about to go on and say in regards to his lawsuits is that they're ridiculous. But I'll play the clip.
And how many enforcement actions has the SEC levied against digital asset companies during your tenure, sir?
I think it's probably 40 or 50.
The answer, sir, is about 55.
55 lawsuits and allegations towards crypto companies without even specifying what the laws and regulations are on cryptos. You know, he's unofficially calling proof of stake securities and so on and so forth. But then he said Ethereum might not be a security, but yet all these companies are selling securities. It's insane. You are pushing everyone out of the US, my friend. And Brian Armstrong very, very timely came about yesterday and said, look, we'll go abroad. Just like Binance, just like FTX, which he failed to protect US customers from.
My understanding is that the biggest crypto failure in history is probably FTX at $9 billion. Were you the chairman of the SEC when FTX collapsed?
Yes.
And how many times did you meet with FTX prior to their collapse?
I think my public record shows 2.
You met it with FTX at least twice. And arguably, the second biggest crypto failure in history was Terra Luna. Who was the chairman of the SEC when Terra Luna collapsed, sir?
We had brought...
You were, sir, reclaiming my time. You were. There are 5 members on the commission. Do you believe your speeches and interviews are to serve as the official position of the SEC?
I can only speak for myself when I'm speaking.
Again, sir, in a statement on the SEC website, you are quoted saying the Kraken staking as a service enforcement action should make clear to the marketplace that staking as a service providers must register. But again, you haven't provided any rules for how that can be done. I must remind you, your public statements are not regulations. It's not responsible to expect the American people to assume your statements are a substitute for rules. Do you agree with this statement regarding the digital asset industry? The SEC needs additional congressional authorities to prevent transactions, products, and platforms from falling between the regulatory cracks.
I think that it's a largely non-compliant field. And
Sir,
we could use
again,
additional
I asked you to
resources.
comply with my questions, and I'm asking you if you agree with that quote. And I'm going to tell you, I'm quoting you from an August 3rd, 2021 article where you, and I believe you told Congressman Hill earlier that you need congressional authority to regulate stablecoins, and stablecoins happen to be a significant percentage of the crypto market. So the question is, when were you telling the truth? To Mr. Hill or to me? You've got to start answering these questions in a more transparent manner, sir.
Destroyed. I mean, honestly, he's been picked alive in this. This was just one whip. There was many. And really this whole thing showed just his lack of... He hasn't got a clue. I mean, this was yesterday, not just because Gary got destroyed, because if you look at the fact that we have Congress members, we have members of the US government going after Gary and representing crypto and saying, you need to, you know, we're losing our position here. You're doing this wrong. You know, we want... It was very much crypto friendly, I found. And again, I've been in this space long enough to have been at a point where it was a dream that we'd get this kind of representation that we're now getting. I mean, crypto is and always has been a technological revolution, and it's going to grip the entire world.
Does it concern you, by the way, that your approach to the digital asset industry is actually driving this industry out of the United States?
We're trying to drive it to compliance, and if they're not complying with the laws, then they shouldn't be offering their products.
Reclaiming my
to
time.
investors.
Madam Chair, I would like to enter into the record this Wall Street Journal article from April 14th, 2023, detailing China's ploy to open its banking system to crypto firms in an effort to seize an opportunity created by our hostile regulatory environment, which, Mr. Chair, you're a big part of.
Without
Look,
objection.
Chair Gensler, FTX was domiciled abroad and so is Binance, yet American consumers still had access to both. You can't really think that pushing this industry abroad is going to protect American consumers when it hasn't several times in the past on your watch. You say the crypto market is rife with non-compliance. However, existing SEC rules make no sense for blockchain-based companies, and following them would actually kill these businesses. Your regulatory style lacks flexibility and nuance, and as a result, you've been an incompetent cop on the beat, doing nothing to protect everyday Americans and pushing American firms into the hands of the CCP. Your intention to work against SEC mission and put American investors in harm's way has been made very apparent, sir. It's been a year and a half since you've appeared before this committee. You need to answer to Congress about the issues that you've had with the SEC staff union, the work environment you've cultivated at the SEC that's led to hemorrhaging of senior staff, the intellectual inconsistency of your regulatory treatment towards Bitcoin spot ETFs, and your politicization of capital formation opportunities
Gentleman's time
through
has
your treatment of
expired.
certain SPACs. And that's just
Insane. We'll leave it there, guys. Good morning. It's just a great day. Yesterday was a good day for everyone in the industry. And it's very interesting that, Gensler's kind of got the talking to that he has. And one of the sort of things that was echoed was you are hindering the US in its development as a global leader by what you're doing with these assets. He is a teacher's pet of America, and he, in my opinion, is far too old school for the present day role of the SEC chair. And actually, in my opinion, I think one of the best things they could do is let Gary go. But anyway, all I've got for you in this one, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed the content. If you have a like, it's always appreciated. So as a comment, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next.